Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Exodia episode 33. If we take a look at what we have in inventory right now, I got myself the resin block. Now, I didn't build any resin farms in my episode, nor in any videos. So where did the resin come from? Well, let's just say that I built it off camera. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I did it off camera, and that off camera farming the resin building is just right in front of you, right there, at the distance. Yeah. If we take a look at the farm where the distance, this is the resin farm that I designed by myself. I did not look at the tutorial on how to do it, and yeah. It works surprisingly efficient. If it's nighttime, I should be able to show you, but basically, all of the creaking, let me just go into quick free cams. All of the creaking hearts is better in between two of the walls logs, the pair of log over here, and in the middle, each layer are covered in the creaking heart, and when the nighttime spawns, they will spawn on top of this platform because this is the only platform they are able to spawn on. Nothing else, nothing. You see, I covered the entire roof with the moss carpet because they cannot spawn on carpet. So yeah, once again, the only thing they can spawn is the log over here. And once they did, they will just fall straight down into the river or the lake here and funnel down into the center, and this is where I'm gonna be doing all the farming, get all the resin, and then all the piston here will push the resin down to the drain where the hopper will collect them up. So if we take a look at the dropper right now, you can see that I have acquired quite a decent amount of resin, and I've been using it quite a lot as well. Just one night of this residue farm, I'm able to accumulate about 3 double chests. I'm gonna say maybe even 4 double chests if I'm efficient at swinging my sword. And I don't even think I'm gonna need this many resin. So far, I've been using the block of resin as scaffolding because they break really quickly. So let's try to get a new scaffolding block for me instead of the actual scaffolding. Take that, scaffolding! I no longer need you. This is my new scaffolding now. Yeah. But yeah, to remind you guys all, I don't build farms on videos anymore because I don't want to clump my whole series with just farm and farm and farm. You get the gist. Now we are heading towards the minigame district because like I say, for the past 3 weeks during these hours, I've been diligently building, making a lot of progress into the Silent Escape minigames. And the first thing that came into view, I'm not gonna turn around because that's a spoiler. You may see there is a lot of resin scaffolding right at the distance. Yeah, like I said, I've been very busy, and not just on the surface, but also what's below me. Before I can show you guys what's below me, I just want to refresh your memory on how it looks like in the last episode when I introduced it guys to the minigame. This is my creative world, the backup of this world. I am in creative mode right now because, you know, backup. Yeah, just to try to refresh your memory on how it looked like before I finished building the entire detailing of cave itself. So you see there's the paradise, kinda unfinished, missing a lot of component. You may see a major improvement on Paradise later when we go into the actual survival world. There's also a lot of stuff added into this specific rooms, this room, that room. There's a lot. I even added the nether cave down here as well. And I think one of the major changes that got received is this dwarven mining shaft or mine shaft, whatever you want to call it. So the only one that haven't get any changes since the last episode is this forested room, because I feel like there isn't really a lot that I need to do, and it really looks pretty as it is already. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. But once again, I just want to, make sure to carve you guys some images on what you guys are looking at it right now, because what I'm about to show you guys is a massive, and I mean massive, transformations of this entire cave. So brace yourself. Look at this scenic view. This is amazing. I am glad that I spent 3 weeks just working diligently, adding as much details as much as I possibly can. Now, granted, there are still some other incomplete parts in certain areas, but that is because we're going to add some redstone mechanics in some of these rooms. So some of the empty space that you see here and there are reserved for the redstone mechanic of these phases. But let's go around in third person or first person, whatever I am right now, and just look at it from down below. What you see before, it was pretty. I almost want to just settle with just that. Maybe just trying to touch up some finishing here and there. I initially didn't plan to add a lot of detail here and there, like for example the tree. The tree here was literally an afterthought of like after I do a lot of detailing, and then maybe I should add some trees in this location over here so that it doesn't feel empty, you know. And it's the same for practically most of the things that you see, like for example the big giant eye over there at the ceiling, and the giant plant over at the yonder. I can't really see over here. The giant plant that is glowing. These are all afterthoughts, including the mineshaft itself. Like I said, the mineshaft is the one that received the most changes because in the previous version I didn't really like how it looked. But I am really glad that I decided to change it because boy, this looks so much better, especially when you're at the distance. You can see it from the distance right here. So yeah, I'm really glad that I decided to make the changes, and I'm really glad that I decided to push the detailing further, because without that, it doesn't really let you have a lot to look at when you're playing the games. Instead, you just probably be focusing on the gameplay. In fact, that's what you probably most likely will be doing. And not to mention, remember there's going to be wardens scattering around the areas, and they're going to apply some darkness in you. And when that applies, the only thing that you can see is just 3 blocks within your view distance. I don't think you can see anything above you or on the side or from the distance. So unless you're staying away from the wardens, you're probably not able to see a lot of stuff. So yeah, there's that. I'm literally down below here and look at the view. Every 360-degree view, there's a lot of details now. Of course, that's just a little wall over there. Maybe I'll add some more details. This place is really busy and there's a lot of stuff to look at, and I'm really proud of the outcomes. And yeah, this cave has received a lot of idea changes and improvement over the course of the weeks. I even come up some new ideas here and there. So I am actually in a phase now where I can really start on the redstone mechanic of silent escape. So really excited about that, honestly. But yeah, down here, this is the nether sections. Now, I think I will also add some game mechanic down here as well, because otherwise you're just basically going to be coming down here, grabbing lava, and then just get out here. So yeah, I want to add some more details and some reasons for you to visit here apart from just getting lava. It really is deceiving, isn't it? When you come down here, it really makes you feel like you're actually in the nethers. I did a really good job on these places. Yeah, as if you clear out the lava, yeah, there's some expose of the deep state here and there that you uncover as you clear out of the lava pool. So yeah, that might break the immersions. Anyway, we need to move away from silent escape a little bit because redstoning I can do that next episode. Because in this episode, I really need to start working on, because I've been living on this project for far too long. I need to continue on it this episode. And remember the last episode, I mentioned that I did some more planning and some changes to the bases, and I got some ideas what I'm gonna be doing. But scrap that because I have literally zero clue what I'm doing. Cause it was the silent escape. Frankly, to be honest, silent escape made me realize something, that taking the time slowly and just properly. This, on the other hand, I think I spend way too much time thinking, especially in creative work, trying to spend too much time designing, and then doesn't work out. Had to figure out other ways here and there, still doesn't work out because I really think that I've been trying too hard. So I think for this, I'm just gonna go based on my feeling. What I feel should is right or wrong. If I do something wrong, I'll just tear it down and just find a different way of building this, because I don't think I should do any more planning because it's just gonna slow me down any further. But let's just begin by tearing down this entire wall that I planned on, because I realized that what I really want for this mega base is having symmetry on castle, but also adding some irregulars of the dates in certain part of this castle. So for example, maybe I want to add some storage room, and on the other side it's going to be a garden, so it's going to be a different shape. That's kind of the different parts of the components. I want different directions of castles. And the other thing that I thought of is it's currently way too purple. I think using the full concrete on this build probably not the idea. I think my initial thought is I want this to look super clean and tidy. Well, I have the right idea, but after looking at this a little bit, I have initially mentioned that this is not going to be the final detail on how it's going to look, because I am going to texture this in the end, but saturate the purple concrete, the magenta, or is that pink or magenta? I don't even know. It's I think I need to desaturate a little bit. That's what I need to do. I need to desaturate. Right, so naturally, the first thing that I need to do is to add another tower, same here, to that side there. Because right now, then these two are practically mirror on both sides. It's just the tower that is missing this side. So once I have done that, then we probably need to go on to a hand-to-end sections on the side, at least on the left side first, before I think about what to do on the right side. You know what I realized? I've been doing a lot of time-lapse with you guys on the episode recently, that I haven't really been doing a lot of like hand-to-end real-time building. I think it would be nice this episode that would change things up around and do some actual building on recording. Right, so now that I got two of the tower all together in this castle, I think to begin with our castle build, I'm thinking instead of working towards the castle with just the exteriors alone. I think it's better if I start with the interior, trying to decide how big I want the inside is going to look like, and then once we're able to establish that now, only then we cover it up with the exteriors. Because if I try to build the exteriors before building the interior, I'm afraid that I might not have the space that I wanted when I establish the interiors afterward. So I think to begin with, I'm going to try to do that by starting with the hallways when you enter the front entrance. So I kind of measure out the length that I'm gonna go with. So this is how far it's gonna go with the hallway, and it's probably going to end right here, and it's gonna branch off two way, one from that side and one from the other side. In between that, there's going to be two big rooms. Of course, as usual, every episode it's gonna rain! I want to make this place look as grand as possible, so since this pathway, I mean the hallway is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wide. I want to keep it consistent with both sides of the hallway as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then yeah, it branches that way. I think this one is a little bit too short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm stripping this wood down because I don't want to have too big of a contrast. I'm gonna have the wall just on the side here. Now I haven't really decided whether I want the wall to be spruce yet or I want it to be something else. But if I want to make this place looks pretty, I probably want to have at least an accent colors. But for now, I'm just gonna put a row of plank down. Just so I have a general idea of the layout. Now here's interesting part comes in. Because now I need to figure it out just how far I want the hallways stretches before it cuts into a corner. So I'm thinking, should I extend it a bit further, have another one of this here before we cut into a corner? Or should I maybe just have the hallway go all the way where it meets up with this tower? Alright, I have made my decisions. So this is going to be the size of the hallway. Whoop! This is going to be the size of the hallway. It's started out here and comes to here. And then the downstairs, the staircase is gonna start probably somewhere 2 or 3 blocks from here, and it goes down. And this is going to be our storage area on the lower level. And then on the opposite side, it's going to be a staircase upward into the next level, probably the strong room, and perhaps my bedroom and other room, etc. So in between the hallways, we got this big gap here. This is going to be a room. Now I'm not quite sure what kind of room that I'm gonna be using it for, but we have a real estate to do whatever we want here. Maybe a library, maybe something else like probably a kitchen or something. I have no idea. I probably need to do some researches before I make my decision on the room. Both sides of the hallway are now done and dusted. And the next thing I need to do now is to design the wall itself. I have gathered some block to try out because I'm not fully entirely sure whether I want to lean towards the spruce, the entire spruce wall. That would be too boring. And what I have come up with, first of all, I think I want to establish the floor design, because I know everything here looks very simple right now, but that's because I want to actually implement some of the carpet. And I just want to remind everybody that this entire castle itself is very purple heavy. That's because that's going to be the main color for this castle. So I want to keep it consistent, and in doing so, it makes sense for me to have the floor itself purple as well. Having a little bit of purple on this, a lot of brown, it's actually starting to make this place a lot more beautiful. But let's come with the world design. Now, for those who know me for many years, you guys probably would know by now that my favorite number is 5. So in between the pillar, there's gonna be 5. Oh, that's 4. 5 in between for each pillars. And then the wall is probably going to be right over here. So let me just try to build up one of the wall design and see just how much I really like it. Alright, so this is basically what I've done. I have come up with multiple wall design and just basically try to see which one I prefer the most. So I want to keep the purple consistency throughout the entire build with the castle itself. So the deep slate wall in it alone, I don't think I'm gonna like that. Maybe I'll just put this down in the basement, because I think that would make more sense. Whereas if we come with these two, I probably would like this. Maybe if I try to add a little bit of depth in between the trim here, I think it probably would look slightly better. Let me see. There you go. I added the deep slate cobblestone wall and it's slightly better, but I still don't like how it transitioned from this slate this deep slate bricks to this blue terracotta here. Maybe if I indent the terracotta one block behind. Okay, well now this feels a little too inward. I'm not sure if I really like this one. Now compared to the wall here, granted it is a little bit flat, but I think this overall feel like, at least from my perspective, my feeling anyway, this fits so much better than what I have there. So I'm probably going to stick with this wall design compared to what I have here. So yeah, obviously I'm going to add more details on this wall design as well because it is a little bit flat. But yeah, I decided I'm probably going to regret this eventually, but I'm going to stick with this wall design and just, yeah, keep with it. Alright, I didn't fully commit to finishing the wall design because I'm still not entirely sure whether I'm going to like this or not. And given that there's no detail on the wall, I feel like if I want to fully assure myself, I probably should at least try to design one wall that is fully completed with details and everything and just see whether I really want to link on this design. So maybe, let's try to do some designs and try to commit to this. Alright, I basically have gathered whatever items that I think might work together. So I probably would want to at least have some foliage inside of the interior, so having a little bit of the plants here and there probably would help making this place look pretty. And I like having some green occasionally, but I probably shouldn't have this in every segment of the pillars. Well, probably I just want to random mindset here and then, like maybe one from here, and perhaps I want to have another one over here. And I probably would want to consider how I'm going to put lighting in here as well. I don't want to make it too bright, but yeah, that's probably something I need to think about. Thankfully, I have prepared for these occasions, and I think maybe I'll try to put the lighting down in the center here, because I don't want the entire hallway here like this hallway here to be fully lit up like light level 15 all around the places. I do like to have some fading darkness or atmospheric, if you get what I mean. There you go, this is so much better, and having a little bit of fade of the light makes this a lot nicer. Alright, let's focus on the wall. I have brought some painting because I thought maybe it would be nice, because I don't know, some dimensions or castle, some royalties, or if you look read into fantasies, they have paintings to of the royalties or some other stuff. You know what, I think it's pretty much pointless for me to even try to explain something, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to do my best to make this place look good. Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you know, but I think whatever mod that I have allows me to do a lot of zoom into my head. Anyway, hey, this that. I want to get a proper painting up. Maybe like the big one. Can you give me a big one, please? Haha! Another thing that I did think about is I probably want to do some patterns. Alright, let's see how this looks. I put up the wall pattern. Okay. The quartz with the bone doesn't seem quite fitting well together. So if we look up here right now, hi creeper, get out here. If we look out where we have the wall design, yeah, the bones fit well with the pillars, but if we combine it with the quartz itself, it doesn't really fit that well. Maybe I should just replace the bone with the quartz pillar, and perhaps that might look better. I feel like the wall pattern could be better. I don't know. I'm gonna still try to do some more experiment in between episodes, but I think personally we are getting somewhere with this. So I have spent a good few days in between this clip and the previous clip trying to design actual proper walls. But didn't really like the previous design that I made previously. And if we take a look at what I mean by that, take a look at this. Yeah, I decided to change the entirety of the wall instead of full purple and the white quartz. I think I'm gonna lean in with the tough version, just because I think, truthfully, the purple, don't get me wrong, I don't hate it, but the texture is too flat, and when it's so flat, putting it all in a closed confined space like this feels a little bit too boring. And we don't have a purple bricks in this game, and before any of you guys give me any comment about the purple bricks, yeah, I know about that, but the thing is, it's not the same tone as the purple terracotta we have there. Actually, that's blue terracotta, but you get what I mean. So yeah, I do have to change things around and make it a bit more detailed by using tough, and so far I'm liking this, which is why I commit to this palette all the way down here as well. But you can see I still haven't done any archway for the roof yet, because I noticed as I was trying to design the bamboo archway that my attention was kind of pulled towards up there where the yellow bamboo is, because it's so much brighter than whatever is happening down below here. So I'm thinking maybe instead of using bamboo, I'm probably just going to stick with the basic, which is just continue the tough all the way to the roof, because I don't want the roof to be very contrast and bright and pull your attention up. I want your attention to be pulled here instead. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tear down this two, and then I'm gonna continue the tough all the way up. You know, doing the interior of the wall did make me realize something on how we should design the wall for the exteriors, I mean the textures, because now if you take a look at the wall we have here, I have done a little bit of experiment. Close up, this is kinda a huge mumbo jumbo of mess. You got this deep slate terracotta and some powder and some concrete, all and all together. The texture just doesn't align, especially the deep slate. But color wise, this actually fits really well. Like from a distance, you can't even tell that was deep slate unless you zoom in, of course. But from a distance, that looks like a brick, and that's what we want to have for this exterior of the castle. So I like that, and I think I'm gonna implement that in the future. But yeah, I personally like this so much that I'm going to lean on with this with the rest of the walls. So let's keep this. Let's get it this way. I run out of stuff. I don't have enough stuff to finish building the whole way, and getting ring tough is so difficult. But otherwise, this is shaping up to be pretty good so far. I actually kinda, you know what, not gonna lie, I like how they like cascade down this hallway, the skylight, and it's get closer to the entrance here. The light sort of just gradually get darker and darker with each of the archway, but I don't think I'm gonna keep the skylight. And I think I'm going to replace it with other kinds of light, probably a ceiling light. Probably won't try to make it too light. I don't want to make it too bright, because again, I want the focus to be down here. But I don't want to make it too dark to the point where it feels airy. So there's going to be some balance that I need to do. But apart from that, yeah, I'm really liking this. I'm really liking how this looks. Hopefully, we're going to do some mining sessions and get some more tufts, and hopefully maybe try to finish this entire haul with this episode. Who knows? We will see about that. You guys have no idea just how long I have thought to build this hallway this episode. I have to go back to get more tough and continue to build. I have no idea, just this hallway alone took me about 3 to 4 or maybe even 6 shulker boxes this episode. Imagine having to build the entire castle. That shulker box at the yonder, I don't think this is gonna be enough at all. We're probably going to get a lot more shulker box than whatever currently available down here. We're definitely going to need to get a lot more shulker boxes to complete the entire castle itself. But anyway, the hallway is somewhat completed, except now we need to do some finishing touches, like the decorations that we have here, the statues and the painting. I think with these two around, it's going to make the hallway a lot more clean and lively and nice. Yeah. So I haven't really done the corner here and the other side there, because eventually we're going to add some fandom. As I was saying, eventually we're going to add some staircase that go down and the other one that goes up. So I want to make sure that I have it built before I connect the corner together. So I'm gonna leave it like this for a little bit. But yeah, for our main focus here is this main hallway and that side, and I have some banners that would probably help out with these decorations. And also, I am thinking about adding the chandeliers, but the chandelier itself currently the design doesn't seem to look quite fitting, especially the design itself. So I think maybe I just go with the basic, and by basic, probably we just do like the torches and some bamboo fences is enough for this. We don't need to use the frog lamp. I'll use the frog lamp down below here in the carpet, and that'll be good. And you can see all the sugar boxes that is laid out over here. I got the pottery shell prepared in case if I want to use it somewhere in this area. Some banners, some statues that I'm probably going to put some here and there. Yeah, I am definitely prepared to put some finer detailing on these hallways. I'm not entirely sure whether this is good. Maybe I need to put it a little bit lower because it's kind of blocking the top torches from the arches, so I might have to bring it down by one. And design wise, I like the torches. It's just, yeah, I'm not sure about the shape of the chandeliers. I'm probably still going to try to experiment this later, but I think I'm gonna stick some like this design for now. Alright guys, look at this. This is what I mean by color balancing or light balance, because not everything that you see here are fully lit up with light level 15. There's always going to be some darkness, especially on the side there, and in between the chandelier there's a bit of darkness in this segment as well, so it creates a really nice cutway. As you view all the way down in the hallway, there's like a light and dark coursing through, and I really like that illusions. And now the next step that we need to do is to, well, since this is a kingdom, I expect there's going to be some soldiers or some knight that is guarding this kingdom. So what I'm gonna do is, let's get some cauldron and anvil. So what you see over there, well, now those kind of are statues, but I do want to kind of play around between having someone guarding the entrance and some of them being a statues, and those being a statue are just going to be placed on top like this, whereas the one that is alive, pretending to be alive, are just going to be on the ground like this, sort of like you have a bit of elevations like this. So something like this, you can see there's an up and down. Oh, I forgot to put one over here. There you go. So you got one as a statue and one as a rear guard, and now we're gonna need to put some armor. Now those two I intentionally made it go because I want to have this feel special, make it feel like they are like the royal guard even though they're just a statue. So all the side, the one at the sides are going to be just iron armor. And I've been kind of debating whether I should actually put heads on each of them, or maybe just the one that is actually the guard to have the head, so like this. And I think having the sugar head actually does make them look like a real person, so it kind of makes sense for me to have them. Now we can't forget that since these guards are alive, they need to have some arm, and of course they won't have a base plate, so we need to get rid of that, give them the arms, and then just in case, let's just disable the gravity so they don't fall. And because they are guard, try to make the pose kinda still like this. Yeah, I'm liking this a lot. Now I have to do it for all of them, technically. Yep. There you go, all of the armor and statues properly set up and ready to go. Look at them. Look at how beautiful and grand this hallway looks now. I think the funny thing that I want to do, of course, is to add the banners, as you guys have noticed in my inventory earlier. Question is, where should I put it? I'm thinking of putting it here. Probably won't be too distracting, but it does block the block textures that we have over there. I am thinking, I'm not sure if the idea works, but maybe I'll put it up there where it's less distracting, but it only pops out a little bit of color. Maybe that would help, like this. Now, I will say that eventually, this is just only temporary, but the banner will eventually get designed and replaced, so there's going to be some textures on the banner. There you go, guys. Look at this. It's very subtle and it's not too distracting, but you know it's there, and the entire hallway itself is pretty gray. So it's kind of nice to have a banner that pops out a little bit of purple color in this palette. So anyway, the final thing that I need to do now is I need to fill in all this little gap that I have here on the wall, and I got some ideas. And actually, I brought this pottery shop for a reason, and I figured, why don't we just make use of all the pottery shop that we gathered throughout of the series. Look at that. I think that fits so well. Maybe if I even want to, I could probably put a little bit of plant in there. But do I even have any plants that I can use? I have a lot of options, but which one do I want to go with? Maybe flowering azalea, because I haven't been using this quite a lot in our areas. So basically, I'll do... Whoop! Didn't mean to do that. Do it this. Bam. Bam. It looked kind of silly, but I don't know. I kind of like it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do the rest of them now. There you go, guys. All the pottery shards are now placed in each of the slot in the wall here, and I say, this looks pretty good, and I like this a lot. I'm really glad that I decided to make the changes, because I didn't really like the previous design where it was just full on purple and bone pillars and all that, but after looking at this now, I'm really proud to see the changes. Now granted, I only finished this part of the hallway, and I know that I still got left and right side of the hallway still need to be done, but I'll do that in between the episode because I believe that I have reached the end of this episode. But before I end this, I just want to quickly say this right now. I realized that as I was editing this episode, the some of the audio is kind of scuffed, so if you happen to hear some weird audio, it's not your fault, it's my fault. Sometimes this happens and it's within my control. So if you managed to watch all the way at the end of this episode, thank you so much though. Yeah, I promise that the audio will be fixed by next episode and things will go on all better. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below this hallway design, and if you guys got any feedback, I'll be sure to hear you out. Anything that you want me to add, I'll be sure to look into it and see what else I could add for this hallway. But yeah, again, there's still quite a lot that I could be doing, like for example, maybe the armors can have the armor trims in the future, but yeah, we're not gonna be doing that for this episode because that's going to take a lot more time. So yeah, again, if you guys like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel, and maybe in the next episode, we'll finally start working on the minigames, the redstone aspect of minigames. So without further ado, thank you so much for you guys and your time, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya!